Marty Moore, owner and driver of the Hemi Express Wheel Standard. Welcome to my Hot Rod Garage. Folks, I gotta tell you, a little bit excited today. Today's gonna be a little bit different episode on Marty's Hot Rod Garage. It's pretty early in the morning here. It's a beautiful day. And today, I'm headed out to Norwalk, Ohio to Summit for the NHRA Nationals. Big event out there. I call it Norwalk because I grew up here and it was Norwalk, but now it's Summit Motorsports Park. But anyhow, today we're getting to go out there and see an old friend, one of my old friends, Mick Steele, Team Steele Motorsports. Mick and I have been buddies for years, and actually I painted Mick's first real race car. We were so proud of this and could not wait to show it off. And I'm still a schmuck, and Mick kind of hit it big. So he runs a nitro injected funny car now. He's got a big rig, a stacker, and all the stuff. So today we're going to go out and spend the day with our old buddy Mick Steele. Stick around, it ought to be a good one. Guys, back when I was hanging with Mick, this was his rig. And yes, that is a homemade trailer, in case you were wondering. And this is his rig now. A little bit different. So from that first car that I painted in my garage, that Chrysler Cordoba, to this. So here we are with Mick, and Mick, this is a little bit different than the first setup that you had years ago.
A little different than my homemade trailer.
A little bit.
This one's far from homemade.
So show us around in here and tell us what's going on today. Today's qualifying?
So today's qualifying. We get 2 qualifying shots somewhere around noon or 5. Anyhow, right now it's calm before the storm. We're just getting the car is basically ready to go. We're just taking care of a few odds and ends on it. We'll be warming it up here. Probably within the next hour, we'll warm the car up, run it on alcohol, make sure it's ready to go. These guys here, you know, it's just maintenance that we're doing, just certain things that we're double checking and getting the car ready to go. The bottom part of the trailer here is where this is basically the workshop for the car. This is where all the tools are at, spare parts, and everything that we need to work on the car. Upstairs is where we carry the fuel, carry the oil. The car is up here. Some of the spare parts are up here, but everything everything, the car and everything is upstairs, out of the way. Downstairs is the workshop. This is the upper lounge of the trailer. This is where we get ready. This is where I get in my fire suit. There's a bathroom, everything up here. So this is where I can practice. This is where I get ready to race. As for the class that I'm running in, yes, it is top alcohol funny car, but they changed the rules about 3 years ago to let us run injected nitro, which what that means is we can run on nitromethane a certain percentage, but we have no other power adder than the fuel. It's just naturally aspirated. No supercharger, no turbo, no nitrous, no nothing. Yeah, it's just nitromethane, and that's how we make all of our power. We were the first ones to do it. We actually reset the national record earlier this year. Since that time, NHRA's been reducing the amount of nitro that we can run, trying to get it more competitive. I don't know if competitive is the right word, but they're trying to get the class where we run equal to what the supercharged blown alcohol cars.
And not to wish any bad things, but this is going to be a rough weekend because we're here in Norwalk, Ohio, and it's probably right now, it's early in the morning, and it's probably 85, 90 degrees right now. So it's going to be a rough weekend temperature-wise.
Temperature-wise, and what it is we go off of adjusted altitude, we go off of water drains. Earlier in the year when we set the record, we were in the best air that we've run in the last 3 years. Now we're back to what we normally run in, which is going to be 3,000, 3,500 feet adjusted altitude. The motor only gets to suck in as much air as what the altitude lets us do. So it's a performance disadvantage for us when the weather gets hotter. The percent of nitro is the only thing that makes a difference for us. By them taking it away in a hot weather, it's going to show up more for us, the disadvantage that we may be at now with the less percentage of nitro than what we were at earlier in the year. But performance will tell. We're kind of the only ones out here doing it at the moment. And
are you the only injected nitro car here this weekend?
There's only a few of them in the country right now. The guys next door to us, they had theirs out earlier this year. They got frustrated with the rules and parked it. Of course, they've got enough money to get their blower car out because they're a 3-time world champ, and they got plenty of funds to make their deal go.
All right. Well, we look forward to seeing some good licks today.
That's the plan. I'll do my best.
All-Star call-out, also at the ice cream. We're going to find out the 4 pairings for round number 1 at the Giffords Pro Stock All-Star Call-Out tomorrow. And then at 3:30, Nitro School with Rob Wendell. We are just loaded up for you.
We'll have a headache the rest of the day.
It will be coming up next.
An hour. Tony Bogolo, no improvement, goes 580 at 250. So Mick Steele moves from 12th to 10th. Gets down the racetrack going A to B. We got something to work with for final qualifying tomorrow.
How much you putting in it?
Back.
Filling it up 20 pounds.
What are you doing, Mick?
Putting weight back in the front end of the car. Took it out, thinking it may like it, but it didn't like it. We ended up hitting the wheelie bar pretty hard and braided that run.
That's just like lead shot, ain't it?
Exactly what it is.
That's what I thought.
We can load bullets when we get done. What we got left.
All right, guys, we're in here with John. He's going to show us how he mixes the nitro.
How we mix the nitro. We start out, the first thing you really need to check is to make sure what the percentage is before you even bring it down. We have to bring it down to 90.5. We've already had part in here, so it's 97.3. So I have to get it down 6%. Each percent is generally 8 ounces of alcohol. So I'm going to put 48 ounces of alcohol in this 5-gallon jug, and we're going to mix it and see where we are, and then do a little fine tune if we're still high.
So your 90.5, that's dictated by the NHRA.
NHRA, correct.
Okay.
Now, the real issue is their meter to our meter. Their meter reads 0.2 higher like 99% of the time. So now our 90.5 really has to be 90.3 in order for it to be 90.5 legal mix at fuel check.
Gotcha.
So that's where we start. Okay, I put my 48 ounce starter in an empty bottle already. Now we pour right over top of it so it helps mix it instead of pouring it on top. Pouring it on the bottom. And as it's going in, it'll mix it.
Now this is alcohol that you're putting in.
This is a jug of nitro.
Okay.
48 ounces of alcohol is already in the bottle.
Okay.
So we pour over top, so as it's going in through the funnel, it's sloshing it around, mixing it. And I do it 2 times. Pour this in, then come back to this bottle, and then I can check what the percentage is. There we go. Gonna flush what was in the tester so we get fresh in there. So, okay, 90.9. That's okay. Because, yes, it's high, but coming through fuel check, we were low. So what little is here will compensate and make what's in the tank back up higher where we need to be.
Okay.
So we're close enough. And I can always add alcohol as it's chilling. Because I periodically check my percentage
Yep.
as it's chilling, just to make sure where it is.
Where are those set at?
I'm setting them at 12, 12 to 14. I'm trying to keep them real about 12.
Yeah, right.
what you was waiting on?
Oh no, it could have come about 20 minutes from now. It'd have been okay.
Should have.
Yeah, they don't exactly. Yeah, they don't exactly. So, they felt pretty cool on that. Yeah. Because of that weird.
Got number 8.
Can you give him a ring, sure?
Number 8. Number 8.
I don't have the cap on.
Right? Got one more foot left.
Near perfect, John.
Yeah. For us. Not for them.
Yeah, so just tell our buddy Mick, we just got back that last run. What felt good, what felt bad?
Well, we had to have the car set up pretty easy to get down the track. We've got pretty high temperatures. We have pretty slick track, about 130 degrees. So we just can't get aggressive with it or we wouldn't make it down the track. So they backed everything way down so we can make an A to B pass. That we did, not as fast as we'd like to, but for the conditions,
Not bad.
that's all we could do. Nobody else really got down the track. Yeah, we'll have another qualifier tomorrow, better air, cooler conditions, and give it another whirl. We're qualified in the program, but not quite where we want to be.
And that, folks, we don't know how the professionals do it, but that's how Team Steele does it. I know you're a guy of faith. You want to elaborate on that a little bit for me, or?
Well, I mean, I always consider it being blessed, you know, and it's making the right decisions and trying to live the right way. And I would think that you get blessings, you know. Everybody makes their own luck, but a lot of times luck's made through hard work and doing the right thing. One guy always told me, you never go wrong doing the right thing. So that's kind of that works hand in hand with faith also. So, you know, there's more to faith. I'm not that smart of a guy, so somebody has to be helping me. So I'm gonna put that on faith.
I'm right with you, buddy, and I said the wrong thing starting out. I was saying blessed.
blessed. We are
Very blessed.
truly blessed. So,
Blessed to have the opportunity to do this stuff. I never thought in my wildest dreams that I was going to be able to do this stuff and get to enjoy it, get to enjoy it with the people. I mean, the racing's part of it, but the people you meet and the people you get to do with it is where you get the enjoyment out of it.
yep. Well, we appreciate you having us out here this weekend and all you do for the sport, man.
All right, you enjoy it.
Man, what a great weekend we had hanging out at the track with Mick and Jackie and his whole crew out there. And people, if you haven't been to Norwalk, the Vader family out there at Norwalk Summit Motorsports Park, they call it the Norwalk Experience. It's a great facility, and if you haven't been to one of these shows, it's unreal how big they are. And it's just a good time. But man, just a great time with Mick and Jackie and the crew, and we hope we gave you some behind-the-scenes look at what goes on between rounds with the Top Alcohol Funny Car. And until next time, guys, God bless, and thanks for watching.